All right, this is first go around. Um, Welcome to Junk Car Adventures with Trevor or TNA Hauling. I've been working on this for a while. I'm gonna do a YouTube channel based on not necessarily tutorials on how to do things, but like things we find in junk cars. We specialize in junk car removal, with or without titles. We'll get to that later on how the no title thing works. Basically gonna be doing videos of like when we go pick up cars. Actually, I was gonna start tonight with breaking down wheels on camera, how I do it. I had a freak accident. I hit myself in the face with pry bar, so I'm not gonna be doing that video tonight because it's just best to stay away from those. But gonna be basically just doing videos of us going through cars and what it takes when we pick them up, things we find them. I've been doing this for a couple years now. My dad's done it his whole life. We found a lot of cool stuff. We found a lot of weird stuff. I've worked at junkyards. Actually, I've worked at a couple of LKQs finding parts and stuff in cars. You wouldn't believe the stuff found in cars. But yeah, I'm gonna do that. I can't guarantee it'll be the most entertaining thing to watch, but you never know with what we find. So I'm going to start with that for now, and I'm going to inventory this car. I actually haven't gone through it yet, so God knows what we could find. It's a BMW. I picked it up today. Guy posted it for parts, posted it for free. Obviously, we don't really pay for cars without a title or no cats, no drivetrains, but we're going to get to that now. We're going to start off with inventorying this car tonight. We picked up as a junk car. Guy posted as a free parts car. No titled, but obviously clean VIN. We check all that. We have proper documentation to get rid of them. But we're going to inventory it. I haven't gone through it yet, so I don't know what I'm going to find. Could be nothing in it. Could be something cool in it. I don't know. But we're going to do that, and you're going to see sometimes we find nothing in cars. Sometimes we find the coolest things in cars. But I'm going to get to it already. So here we go. Alright, this is starting with the trunk. It's an old BMW. Not old one, but close enough. Alright, so there's not much in the back here. So there's some parts. You probably can't really see. Alright, so for instance, AC compressor's laying in here. Granted, it's not a catalytic converter, but it is worth a couple dollars, so we do save those. Still actually has the battery in it. That's surprising, being the motor and the tranny and everything's gone out of it. Still got the battery. That's cut another $8 to $10 depending on where we sell it at. We'll get that later. Anyways, all right. I mean, I've obviously opened the door and seen the stuff in there, but I haven't fully gone through it. All right, the radiator's in there. That's another couple dollars. There we go. There's that. Another AC condenser. Looks like the door panels are in here. Obviously, they're a little messed up because they had parts laying on them. Headlights are messed up. Sometimes those sell. I don't really part cars out particularly. Some cars we do, some we don't. Sometimes you just end up holding on to more stuff than you end up selling. And if you've ever dealt with Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist, you know people are time wasters sometimes. It's not always worth I'd rather just take it onto the junkyard and get rid of it. There's nothing here in the center console. Ooh, what is that? Oh, thought it was a little fake gun. Alright, I'm looking, guys. Alright, there's some paperwork in there. We're gonna have to go through that. I probably shouldn't do that on camera. Probably somebody's registration into it. Thought that was a phone camera in the back of a phone. I was about to get excited. I don't know what that is. But anyways, just a water bottle under the seat. Alright, so there's nothing really much in this car. It's actually in really good shape. We were debating on posting it up for parts, but like I said, you get more time wasters. One of the biggest things, on cars is aluminum wheels. We got plenty of those over there. But on that, it's mainly it for the cars, or for this car of inventory. But, yep, that's it for this one. There's nothing really in this car worth saving. This one will go to the scrapyard tomorrow and get scrapped. Okay, so back to, we pick up cars. I'm one of the only junk car guys in my town where I'm at that specialize in cars without titles, and especially cars without titles that have no motor, no training, no catalytic converters on them. And a lot of people say, one of my best friends is actually one of the best junk car guys in this county. He always says, I don't know why you mess with those cars with no titles or no cats. There's no profit in them. It's not always about the profit. We also race circle track. We do a little bit of drag racing, rally racing. We do all that. So some cars we find are either good for park cars we need. It's not always about what we make off the car. It's about what we can use it for. If I got a friend that needs, something else, I can sell it to him for a little bit of money or trade. We trade for a lot of cool things. We do a lot of that. So with a car with no title, no cats, there's no profit. There is, though. Granted, as long as you can get rid of it legally without the title, you can, we'll go over that another later day of how you can own a car without a title and legally junk it. Aluminum wheels bring in good money. Sometimes. If you can't break them down yourself, then you lose a little bit of money by paying somebody to break them down. But aluminum wheels pay decent. AC compressor fits in the car. The radiators, granted, yes, that's aluminum. Aluminum doesn't pay a lot. But again, any profit in a car that you got for free, we don't pay for cars without titles. We don't pay for them without cats. If they have a title or cats, or sometimes even if they have a decent motor or training them, I'll pay for them. But there's always some kind of money to be made, especially if you can hang on to some of the parts. I have shelves full of parts off of cars I've gotten years ago that one day it'll sell, one day they maybe not. They may end up in the scrap pile, but that's the name of the game. You never know what you're going to find. I've picked up, complete shells. Like, for instance, we'll go over here to this one. Today I picked up this is a new customer. Today I picked up a car from him with no title, no cats. It was just a shell. It was all cut up. But they are a customer in the future because this is what they specialize in. They specialize in buying this specific type of car. They drift Miatas and make them race cars or whatever. So they always have parts cars. They're always going to have scrap metal. That's what we also do too. We buy HVAC scrap. We buy scrap metal. So it's not always just about the junk car thing. This is a car we picked up today. It's an old Miata. It's all cut up as you see. There's really nothing left of it. I mean, I could literally pick it up that's light. Somebody would say, oh, why would you pick up something that light? Why would you waste your time? That little shell came with 2 catalytic converters. Granted, they weren't to this car. They were from another parts car he had, which was cool. He offered them up. He said, hey, man, come get this. I know you're not going to make no money off it because it's no title. It's just, probably maybe a 200-pound piece of scrap metal. But it wasn't even about the catalytic converters. I didn't even know I was getting those until I pulled up there and he's like, hey, man, this is what I got for you. So it's more about building a customer base. A lot of junk car guys don't understand, or maybe they think they do understand, but, you're not always going to have that same guy call you every day with a junk car trying to sell you a junk car. However, if you pick up shells and parts and half of cars and cut up cars, again, as long as they're a clean VIN, I know I'll probably have comments out here talking about, oh, cars no titles is a dirty game. No, it's not. As long as wherever state you live in, if you can work with your local DMV, they'll work with you on getting rid of cars. Trust me, they don't want cars just sitting around. However, I get guys that are repeated customers. They call me at least once a week. One of the best drag racing Civic teams coming up, S1 built. I hope they don't mind if I shout them out. they get a lot of parts cars. They take the rear-wheel drive swaps out of them, CRV, stuff like that. Every week they have a car for me. Granted, I don't make a killing off that car I get from them every week, but it repeats itself over and over and over. They call me at least once a week, sometimes twice a week. They called me today, and they called me like last Thursday with a car. But that's what it's about to me. It's about building a customer base. It's not about getting the most cars or nothing like that. It's just about building a customer base. If I know somebody's going to call me once a month or twice a month or how many ever times until, they keep going, that's what brings in business. That's what you learn every day. You make more money. You learn more stuff. Every day I learn something new in this junk car game, whether it's about, a certain mandatory thing for parts, like this thing is somebody wants or whatever. But we're going to show you a few other things, and that's going to probably wrap it up for tonight with this car because this is all I got tonight. But I'm going to bring these videos on along more and see where they go if people like them. Maybe we'll do like GoPros of when we go and pick up the cars, when we're loading them on the trailers. That's always the funnest thing to watch because if we get something that doesn't have wheels on it or something that's cut in half, it's a hoot to load it. So I'm going to show you some other stuff, and then that'll probably end it for tonight. So next up is we're going to do basically a breakdown on things you can make a profit off cars without going out of your way, such as wheels, cats, batteries, aluminum, radiators, compressors, condensers, stuff like that. I'm going to do a little video just to show you what I got, and basically I'm not going to give you the full rundown of how you're going to make your money, but I'm going to show you what are items on cars that do make a little bit of money. So I'm going to show you that now. Okay, so first up is the obvious on junk cars is aluminum wheels. Some junkyards pay $8 for clean aluminum wheels. Some are paying up to $15. It just depends where you go. Some junkyards even buy them with the tires on them, but there's obviously a big price difference. You don't get paid as good, but those are one of the things with cars. And then another thing is catalytic converters. On most of those, there's going to be a code on them somewhere that tells you what they're worth on certain apps. Some are worth none, because they're aftermarket. Or you're going to come across a lot of empty cats. Actually, like 3 of those are empty, but I saved them just for the video. And then batteries are $6 to like $14 depending on where you're at. Some junkyards won't buy them more than 2 from you without proof of ownership. Most junk car guys can obviously prove that they sell junk cars, and that's why they sell them to junkyards or even core buyers. And then you got AC compressors. Those are sometimes $3 to $5, which, yeah, it's not a lot, but if you get a lot of them on a lot of cars, and most of the time they're off the car already. They're already laying in the trunk because somebody took it off because that was maybe part of the problem, and that's why they're getting rid of the car. So I save all those. At the end of the month, I sell those. Radiators, I don't really clean them a lot. Strip the plastics off them to get better price because there's not really much difference unless I have a bunch. And then again, obvious, the aluminum wheels. That over there is a K-frame we saved off a car for a customer. They're, again, a parts car. They needed the parts back off of it, but they're a repeating customer. They constantly bring us in cars, so that's why I didn't have a problem saving them a little bit of parts they needed. And then, like I said, with this thing is, yeah, we picked up this, and it wasn't much profit, even though it came with 2 catalytic converters that were just laying in it. But it will be profit in the future, and not only profit, but a good customer base, because the people are going to keep constantly calling me back, because that's what they do, is they specialize in building these type of cars, and then they give me the shell when they're done with it. So that's it for these cars. So over here at Junk Car Adventures with me, Trevor, I'm going to show you guys some of the equipment I work with. We don't have a car lift. We don't have a forklift. I'm working on those things. I almost bought a few a couple months ago. But anyways, I'm going to show you some of the things I work with to load cars up, to move them around with no wheels, no suspension, because like I said, we get a lot of that. I'm going to start off with, so these right here is what I like to call my junkyard jack stands. They work great. Sometimes it is a little tricky to get that car that high in the air to set them on, but normally when they're on my flatbed trailer, which sits up pretty high, it's pretty simple to get them on. This right here is my pallet jack. It's good for moving any of my pallet boxes that are full of cats or wheels or aluminum or any kind of scrap metal that we move around. It's also good for jacking cars up, so you can take the wheels off before we let them go to the junkyard. And then I have my tire breakdown. It breaks the bead off the wheel. We have to manually do it by hand with the pry bar. Like I said, I busted myself in the teeth with it tonight. But we use that a lot. I've used it for years. It works great. My engine hoist is my best friend, honestly. We use it to pick cars up. I wish I'd had it on video tonight. We had a car picked up really high in the air with it. It was sketchy. But that's what this channel is going to be about. It's going to be about the sketchy adventures, and I promise you, I've been doing this for years. People may watch the video and go, oh my God, why does he do it like that? He's an idiot. But you know what? I've been doing it for years. I just haven't recorded it. Now I'm going to start recording it because I realize some of the things that go on around here, you just can't tell as a story and somebody not be able to visually see it because they're like, yeah, there's no way that happened. I mean, my engine hoist has picked the car up over a 12-foot stockade fence before, a race car we were picking up. It was an old race car. But we had to get it over the dude's fence, so I put it on my trailer, put a chain over the fence, and jacked it up high enough. It worked. Like I said, it was sketchy. But you're going to see a lot of that around here. You're going to see a lot of sketchy, not sketchy in a bad way like shady, but sketchy like, oh my God, how did that not kill them? So, if you have any negative comments about the no title deals or, oh, scrapping's not a business or, you're not going to make no money doing this, just hold them back because, like I said, I've been doing this for years. So I'm just going to start recording it and showing a little bit of the profit that you can make. Not that we do make, but that you can make if you save things or if you pull certain parts. But other than that, yeah, I'm going to show you a couple of the cars we picked up that were, we bought them to scrap them, but we ended up saving them and using them for other things. So, yeah, I'm going to show you that here in a few, and yep. All right, so this is another one we picked up, another junk vehicle. It's junk because a buddy of mine had it, and he lost interest in it. But what we did is we chopped it up a little bit more. He actually already had the roof off it because they were going to scrap it. But we put this cage in it, and it's 4x4. The motor needs a little bit of work done to it to run. But we're going to use this as a mud toy. But this is another interesting is, the business isn't always about just making money with the junk car business. You never know what you're going to get. This thing's really cool. It's in really good shape. The suspension-wise, cage. It is a death trap. That's what it's going to be for. We're building it for our local mud hole. But again, like I said, this is just another cool thing about the business is you never know what you are going to pick up or what you're going to find in vehicles. Other than that, that's it for this one. But I just wanted to show you some of the cool things we find or some of the cool cars we pick up.